Just a quick little tidbit. I love Facebook too. In fact, I started out I laugh and tell people I've been doing social media before it was called social media. I used to get on B2B boards, again, dating myself, but B2B boards and contact people that I thought would be interested in my business. So when Facebook came about, I started there. Didn't get Twitter. Did not get it. I would go to Twitter and I would no more than read one tweet and it would refresh and I would be like fumbling around trying to find that tweet. I'm like, I don't get this. But when I got serious about building a social media business, I was like, I got to figure this out. Everybody talks about how awesome it is. And I just want to clarify one thing with you guys. All the great things, and I've built a seven-figure business in the past, and I have built a multiple six-figure business in the past, literally past 6 to 7 months in the social media space. And most all of the great things that have happened to my business have been a direct result of Twitter. So I am a huge Twitter fan. Actually, I'm just a social media addict. I mean, I can't lie. It's not that I don't like Facebook or some of the others, but I think Twitter is one of those misunderstood social platforms that a lot of people are not really harnessing like they could be. So with all that said, let's move on. Do I have click capability, Nathan?
I am, because I have the PowerPoint on my screen.
Okay,
but hey,
perfect.
let me get your handle. People are asking if they can tweet.
Yes.
So what's your Twitter handle?
It's Kim. It's just Kim Garst. Very easy.
Perfect.
And then just
Guys,
put an @ sign in front of that, and we're good to go.
tweet her some questions. All right, let's rock, Kim. Here we go.
All right. Well, let me first, as Nathan mentioned, there are some new Twitter search changes, and I'm just going to run over those right quick. I'm more interested in sharing with you how you can actually use the search functionality on Twitter to find certain things that will be beneficial for you. But I wanted to go over the changes so that you're aware of them. Spelling corrections, and this is kind of a neat one because how many times have you type things in? I love this about Google, in fact. You misspell a term and they'll fix it for you or give you the suggestion of the correct spelling. That's basically what Twitter does now. They'll automatically show results for your intended query. They also changed the related search suggestions. So if you search for a topic for which people use multiple terms, Twitter will provide other suggestions for you where the majority of the conversation is happening on Twitter. So sometimes what we think is a pertinent topic, other people may be searching for that same content but using different words, and Twitter helps us with that. So they have some related suggestions, which is a really neat little feature. And then they will also, give results with real names and usernames. Now, this is really neat because if you're looking for someone, and everybody obviously has different usernames on Twitter, Facebook, every social platform, but sometimes those usernames don't show real names. But now with the search results, if you type in, either a name or someone's Twitter handle or profile or username, then it'll also show their real name, which is kind of neat. I use this feature when I'm thanking people for retweeting. That way I can make it personal. If it's, Bob retweeted something of mine, I can say, hey, Bob, thanks for the retweet. It just gives that personal touch, and it makes it seem like, I know who he is, which is kind of a neat thing. And then they also change the results from people that you follow. So in addition to seeing the all or the top tweets for your search, you can now see tweets about a given topic from, not only the people you follow when you select the people you follow view, but, you can view tweets about a topic from just the people you follow. It's just a great way to find useful information and join in the conversation. So those are four great tips or changes that Twitter has just implemented on our behalf. I think they're all great ones.
So Kim, they're pretty much, is it fair to say we've got a war started? Facebook, Google, Twitter, all competing for social search, right?
Yes, I've long said that Facebook, in fact, I thought Facebook would take the lead on this, but there is a lot of smack talk going around right now about who is going to have the premier social search functionality, and I don't know. I really still believe that right now Twitter is at the lead simply because you're going to see here in a moment some of the things I'm going to share with you, what you can find in real time that's going to impact your bottom line.
Well, Kim, it's on. You give your arguments for Twitter. I'll give mine for Facebook. We'll do a
Okay.
question at the end and see who won. All right?
All right. Sounds great. Thanks.
Here we
Okay.
go.
Let's figure out how you find some hot leads. If you go to search.twitter.com, and it'll look like this. If you'll notice, there's a couple of things, worldwide trends, so it'll tell you what's trending right then. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately, Ernest Borgnine passed away. I noticed when I was looking earlier today that the rest in peace Ernest Borgnine was actually changed. This was last night. I created these slides last night. But I mention that simply because it does update, and it is real time. I mean, those are things that are trending as of the time that you go to the search.twitter.com. And then if you click on the operator button, it will give you some advanced features that you can, some strings that you can actually pull up. I didn't put these in the slides, but I definitely wanted to highlight that. So when you do go to search.twitter.com, you can actually click on that operator button and it'll show you some specific ways to search for things. So that's just two things I wanted to bring to your attention.
And we have
But if
that
you
here,
click on
right?
the, yes, when you go to advanced search, you see these things. So you can see, you can search by all words, you can put in a specific string, an exact phrase. You can actually separate words with commas. You can choose a specific language. So like, say for example, you have a product that is geared towards, I mean, Spanish speakers, for example. You could actually look for key phrases and, around and do it from the standpoint of searching from a language standpoint, which is really neat. The near this place is also a very neat thing. You can actually search for in real time people who live, within 25 miles of Tampa, or zip code. You can actually search all the way down to zip code on Twitter. So let's say, for example, I'm going to give you an example here in a moment. In fact, if you go ahead and advance on,
Kim,
I'll give you an example.
I've got to say something before you go here because a lot of people, myself included, do not believe you can make sales on Twitter. And when you sent me your slides and I started going through them, I obviously thought they were phenomenal. But this next one really solidified my belief that you are one of the leading experts on Twitter. I mean, this next tactic is so powerful. You guys absolutely cannot afford to miss it. So if you're not looking at the screen right now, the next 30 seconds of this webinar are probably the most important you're going to hear. So Kim's going to go through an actual example right now. Take it away.
Okay, oops. Well, here's the example. Can you back up one slide before we go over this example? Basically, I wanted to just make my big point here is that you can use Twitter to see what people are complaining about, what they're looking for, what their needs are, and then the solution. You offer them a solution. Great marketing is all about basically solving someone's problem without them
Boom.
even knowing that you're doing it. But
Yep.
this is a neat example actually of how you can look for people in real time that are talking about specific things, and then how you meet that need. So let's say, for example, you're a real estate agent here in Tampa, Florida. I'm from Tampa, and I used, of course, my local city. But if you search for key phrases like buy a new home or want a new home, or buying a new home, you could play around with the keyword phrases. But if you put that in the all these words field, which we just looked at the advanced screen, the advanced options on the past slide, and then you restrict your search to only tweets from users located within 25 miles of Tampa. I mean, you can change this obviously. It could be 30 miles, it could be 50 miles, depending on your local area. But you can get a list of tweets from peeps in Tampa who are tweeting in real time using these phrases. So say, for example, somebody, my neighbor down the street is getting ready to, you could do this from a buy a home standpoint. You could also do this from a sell a home standpoint. So say my neighbor down the street is selling their home, or maybe they're trying to buy at the same time. They are talking about selling their home on Twitter. Anybody know any good realtors in Tampa? I'm selling my home. Hey, that's a valid lead. I mean, and you can get to it if you set it up correctly before even friends and family can respond to that tweet.
This is just amazing to me. Kim, if I pass you to the screen, can you actually show us this live?
Yes, I sure can.
I think folks, guys, yes or no? Would you love that or what? Give me a big old yes if you'd love to see Kim actually do that in Twitter right now. I see. I love. You know how I do this on webinars. I love actually showing people they can do it immediately, and there's no one better to teach Twitter than you. So let me pass you the screen here.
Okay. And can everyone, well, let's see.
I just passed it.
Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Looks like it, Kim.
Okay, awesome. All right. Obviously, we have I just pulled up the search.twitter.com, and you'll notice that it's basically the same screen as we were looking at before. I'm going to go ahead and click on the search or the advanced search. And in all these words, I'm going to put in buy a home. We may have to play around with the words just a little bit until we find something that people are actually tweeting about. But let's, for purposes of this example, let's Tampa.
Hey, Kim,
And if you'll notice when
we
I
don't
type
see
in,
you typing. We just
pardon?
see a screen. We don't see you typing. We just see a screen that says "See what's happening right now" with an orange background.
Okay.
Do you have two monitors up? Right there we go.
How's that?
That's much better.
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but okay. So we have like I said, all these words, we have the buy a home with the quotes around it. We may have to change that up a little bit. We'll play with it in a minute to see. But if you'll notice when I typed in Tampa down here in the place, near this place, it gives me the option of choosing the miles. I can choose 25, I can choose 50, I can choose 100, depending on what your range is as a real estate agent. For purposes of this example, let's see what it brings up. One other neat thing about the advanced search function on Twitter is down under here you can see positive, negative, questions, include retweets. So you can actually pull up positive things that people have said, negative things people have said. This would be invaluable if you're actually looking to see what people are saying about you or a competitor, for example. So those are just neat little tricks that I thought I'd share with you while we were here. Okay, check out this now. I put in buy a home near Tampa within 100 miles. And, obviously there's going to be a few people here that are going to be tweeting about, living in Tampa, join us. They obviously have some sort of a home ownership thing going on. But those are actually great people you might want to connect with if you are a real estate agent. Top reasons to buy a home. This is in Sarasota. Let's see if anybody's actually wanting to buy a home. Lots of people trying to promote the sale of a home.
Which is a great opportunity as well, right?
Exactly,
As a
exactly.
buyer's agent.
And now is the time to buy a home in Newport Richey, which is a small little, well, it's not small, but it's a city, a suburb of the Tampa area. But again, these are, just examples. You can change the verbiage. You could say, you could actually you could use a broader search. You could do home for sale, or you could do, in fact, let's do that, home for sale. It's pulling up homes for sale and zip codes. Again, lots of these are other realtors, but the chances of being able to find people within, in fact, here's a home for sale as a short sale in Bradenton, Crystal Beach. A lot of these are probably for sale by owners, so the chances of you being able to connect with some of these people and maybe converting them to, to come in under a real estate agent could be could be great if you connect with them and start conversing with them on Twitter. So anyway, this is just and again, one example. You could take this and apply this to your niche in a ton of ways. And again, find people that are talking in real time about things that are valuable to your business.
I love that. Guys, can you see how you can make a ton of sales using this? Not only that, but you beat all your competitors to the sale because you see it first. I mean, phenomenal. Guys, give Kim 0 to 10, 10 being the best. Type it in the questions. Can you see yourself using this to make a ton of sales using Twitter? I mean, isn't this phenomenal or what? Let's see what folks say in here. 0 to 10, 10 being yes. Great. We've got Kent saying 10, Tanya saying 10. You're getting some hundreds in there from Kim. Sorry, I love that. People love you, Kim. I love this. Good.
Well,
All
just
right.
another quick point about using the search functionality on Twitter. Not only can you use it, obviously, to find people who are talking about certain things and converting them to sales and leads, but it's a great listening tool. You know, it's great to find out, you know, what people are talking about around your niche, if people are looking for certain things. You know, in social media, for example, I keep my ear to the ground on what are people's challenges? You know, what are they talking about that I can solve their problem? So I use it from a listening tool perspective. It's a great customer care tool as well because you can pay attention to what your customers are saying. It's just a great way to monitor a lot of different things. It's not just about creating you know, an opportunity to create a sale, although you can do it. You absolutely can do that and use this search functionality for that. But there's a lot of other purposes and uses for it as well.
Great. Kim, if you want to throw the screen back over to me, I will go ahead and get back to the slides.
I sure will. Let me, all right. I think you have it.
All right, let's see here. Okay, can you see this?
Yes.
Great, so take it away. Number 3, niche selling.
Okay, obviously you can search for specific words, and we talked about that a little bit, but you can search for exact phrases. You can even search for a particular hashtag that revolves around your niche. If you have a specific hashtag that you use in your business, it's a great way to, you know, again, listen to what people are saying and you know, track your retweets and things of that nature. But you can even search for tweets written in a specific language. We talked about that as well, which is, you know, really neat if you have a product or service or are targeting, say for example, you're in a direct sales company and your direct sales company is getting ready to open up a new country. I mean, how awesome would it be if you could target people that was speaking that particular language? So lots of opportunity and lots of application for the word or using words in the search capability on Twitter.
There you go. Okay, next one here.
And you can find tweets, people. You can find tweets posted by someone, directed at someone, or referring to someone. So this is a great way, again, to keep track of your competition if you care to do so. It's a great way to find out what people are saying about you. It's, again, just a great way to listen and see what's going on.
Perfect. Hey, few quick questions, Kim. If someone says, is there a way to set up alerts on Twitter like Google alerts, so automatically send emails when someone tweets a keyword or key phrase?
I use Hootsuite to manage all of this.
And can
If
you
you're not
email?
using, I don't know if well, I don't know if you use Hootsuite, but I use Hootsuite because it helps me to manage all of my social media platforms. And on Hootsuite, you can actually set up individual threads which will pull in specific keywords, or if you're monitoring someone specific, that type of thing. And all you have to do is open up your Hootsuite and it'll pull it in live and in real time.
That's phenomenal. Okay, boom. 4, location targeting. This is a biggie. People that sell location-sensitive products absolutely watch this. Take it away, Kim.
Totally agree. This is big. In a similar way to the nearby tweets, you can find tweets posted in a certain distance from a specific location. Like I was sharing with you on how you do, you know, find people within 50 miles or 100 miles. You can even use zip codes. I mean, it is that specific. So you can type in, you know, a series of zip codes. You know, I know a lot of people who do, you know, traditional or have done traditional marketing in the past. They'll usually use a string of zip codes that are in a specific area so that you blanket that area. You can do the same thing on Twitter.
And
So
give an
very cool.
example. Yeah, Kim, absolutely. Can you give an example of that place's feature? I mean, so if you're a restaurant, how might you use that?
Well, if you're a restaurant, and I actually see this in movies and a host of other things. I was at the movies the other day. This isn't restaurant specific, but it kind of ties into the same mentality of a restaurant. But I was at the movies and there was an older couple in front of me, and they were trying to decide what movie they were going to go see. And of course, I was just happened to be paying attention. He pulls out his iPhone and he opens up Twitter, and I'm like, wonder what he's doing. And bottom line, he chose a movie based off of what he found on Twitter. He said, let's go see this movie because everybody says it's
Wow.
good.
So they
So,
make consumers make the same decisions about your products when they're about to buy them.
absolutely. And same for, obviously, for restaurants. If you're looking for a specific, I mean, you can actually uh, type in going out to eat, for example. That's a great key phrase that a lot of people would type if they are, planning to go out. Then you can actually type in go out to eat, a certain string of zip codes if you want to, and you have an opportunity to connect with those people if you're a restaurant.
I love that. Okay, what about attitudes?
Attitudes. This is with the part at the bottom that I was showing you on the original,
Hmm.
advanced slide that we talked about. You can spot tweets with positive or negative comments, as well as tweets asking a question. So, can you imagine the power of learning how happy or upset your customers may be about your product or service in real time, instead of and dealing with it openly and you know transparently, to where you can fix the problem and not have that negative information out there and continuing to fester and people passing it on. So if it is negative, the same with happy. I mean, obviously, with happy, people that are happy with your products or services, pass that on. That really, of course, is going to be your best marketing tool. There's nothing better than a satisfied customer. And sometimes customers that are upset with you turn into your best customers if you fix it.
Oh, I love that. And I've seen that be so true in so many outlets. Can you think of an example, Kim, of when that happened?
Actually, I just heard of something just today. It's not my example, but it was a person who had purchased a product. It was actually an info product from someone, and just hadn't taken the time to delve into it, dig into it. It had the 30-day return guarantee that most of us have on info products. And so it was getting close to the end of the 30 days, and he was thinking about returning it until he realized that the people who had put out the info product to begin with had sent him, a thank you. It was basically a card with 3 brownies, as a thank you for purchasing the product. And he's thinking, well, they went to all that trouble to thank me for buying this product. He said, the least I can do is, take a look at it. Best decision he ever made, because once he got in there and started digging into the info that he had purchased, it changed his business.
And what's funny is, that wasn't actually Sean's idea. They hired actually an intern who pushed that and they adopted it. And my gosh, it's just a phenomenal example.
I just saw that today. In fact, I was reading it on somebody's sales page or something, or
Yeah.
on a blog post or something. I read it somewhere, but I thought that was a great example of how the little things actually, we are in and I'm going out a little bit out on my a tangent here because I believe in this so strongly. But we are going back to what I believe is a 1930s style marketing approach. We have to start taking care of our customers and honoring who they are, and that sometimes is going to mean doing those small things for them, sending them a card, thanking them. It doesn't necessarily mean a gift. It just means recognizing that they have purchased something from you and that you do appreciate them. I think
There
that
you
goes a
go.
long way.
Oh, I totally agree. Guys, look, those were Kim's four. I've got three for Facebook, but look, we've had you for 28 minutes, and I am curious. First off, I need someone to use live as an example for my portion, and I also want you to give Kim your feedback. So I want everyone right now to go to facebook.com/social media branding gal, or just search Kim Garst. And right here on a post on her wall, say, hey, Kim, I thought the webinar you did was blank. I highly recommend my friends, and then tag two of your friends that you would love to gift this content to. They'll love you for it. Okay, so I'll recommend to my two friends, Jennifer and Danny, check it out. All right, and leave that there. And at the end, Kim, if it's okay with you, can they leave their website URL so I can pick someone to use as a live demo?
I would love it. And actually, you can leave your, whether it's your Facebook username or your, your own fan page. I have no problems with either, and or both.
Perfect, perfect. So guys, go do that real quick. I need to pick one of you guys as a live demonstration. So facebook.com/social media branding gal. Post on Kim's wall. Let her know what you thought about her content. Look, if you loved it, let her know. If you didn't like it, hey, say that too. I'm sure she's going to blow you away with some free value. Kim, you feel on the spot, don't you? You're like, oh gosh, what are people going to say?
No, actually, I welcome what people say, good or bad. It's always great.
Look at this. Thomas says, I thought it was great. Perfect. Marissa says, hoping to learn a lot from the webinar. Liliana. Hey, Liliana, how are you? Do you know Liliana, Kim?
I don't know,
She's from
but I
Richmond.
do now. Hello, Liliana.
That's my neck of the woods. I love it. Good. Okay, leave your comments here. I will go in and pick someone. Let's see if folks remember to leave their website URL. Okay, let's use Karen's here. Perfect. Signofangels.com. I love it. All right. Okay, so let's jump in. So those were the first four. That was Kim's argument of why she thinks Twitter is totally destroying the battle for search. What I'm about to show you is why I firmly believe that not only does Facebook have a lead on search over Twitter, but the product they're going to release about search is going to open the doors for so many sales opportunities and relationship opportunities for all you guys listening. So after you're done posting on Kim's wall, come back to my screen here. Come back to my screen. I'll give folks a little bit of time here. All right. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to jump right in. I'm not going to give a lot of background about who I am or what I do. I'm just going to blow you away with some great content here. First things first, it's always a battle for folks like you guys to find leads online that aren't just lost leads. It's really difficult to find customers that are eager to buy, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So number 5, finding customers eager to buy. Let's say that I am selling I'm a health and wellness coach, and I'm selling a book or an ebook on needing energy or healthy living, right? How many authors do we have on today? Authors, speakers, social media consultants, all right? Let's say I want to sell a book, right? What I'm going to do is head into Facebook and right up here across the top. Now, this is critical. If you miss this, you're totally going to miss this strategy. It's a little bit hidden. I'm going to do quote and type in need energy, end quote. And then click this is like a secret portal here. Many people never know this exists, but click this little secret magnifying glass. And when that opens, you're going to see results. Now, everyone's like, oh, these results, I see these all the time. What you haven't done is gone over here on the left and gone down to public posts. Ideally, what you're going to see is a bunch of people saying, I need energy. And guess what? If they're saying, I need energy, they are an eager customer to buy your $5.99 ebook on healthy living. Look at this. 2 minutes ago, Allison posted, I'll need energy every day. I need energy. Let's see. I need energy. The little ones are making me tired. Karen says, I need energy. So tired, it's not even close to being over. I need energy. Guys, can you see? I mean, isn't this remarkable? Kim, pretty cool, huh? Live search up to the minute.
Definitely. Your example's better than mine.
Oh, I don't know about that. Let's build off that. Since you took the real estate train, I'm going to do that too. Who knew you could close six-figure rentals through Facebook? Watch this. This is for all you realtors listening, or if you consult with realtors. Check this out. I love this. I'm going to search moving. Actually, I'll search move to New York and click the secret portal again. Click public posts and look at this. 55 minutes ago, Joanne's posting about her son moving to New York. Guess what? If her son's moving to New York, her son needs an apartment or her son needs to purchase your property. Look at right here. Amy, anything to move to New York and go after my dreams. Right? Let's see another one. Move to New York after graduating college. Guess what? If he graduates this year and you reach him now, you can sign that lease. And man, oh man, that listing, the person that associated with that listing, the owner, they're going to love you for it. Starry dog, I want to move to New York City. I mean, this is all live. Packing to move to New York City. Kim, talk about a hot lead. Isn't this remarkable?
This is definitely a hot lead. All of these are actually.
And the great thing is they want to move so bad, they're saying it publicly. So imagine how quickly they're in need of that apartment or that rental that you're proposing to them. Let's go up and I'm going to show you a little trick. If you wanted to get hotter leads, you just mess with the verb. Change move to moving to New York. And you're going to get a bunch of people saying, moving to New York, right? Right here, moving to New York. Guess what? If they're moving right now, they need an apartment. These are even hotter leads, right? Look at Janie. I'm moving to New York in 2 months. Guess what, guys? If you're a realtor listening right now or you consult with realtors, you have to show them this strategy. They'll pay you a lot of money for it because it's super effective. All right. Guys, rate me real quick, 0 to 10, 10 being the best. Can you see how this would work in any of your markets? Everyone should be just jumping up and down with search ideas. If you sell books, if you sell products, heck, if you're a toilet plumber, search broken. This is a little extreme, Kim, but we'll search
No, it's
broken.
great.
We'll search broken toilet, right? And look at this. Let's see here. My husband changed out our broken toilet. Okay, so that one's fixed. This one's also fixed. Here's one. Broken toilet, door needs repair, right?
I mean, that one would be great for a handyman.
Oh, absolutely, especially if it's a global franchise, right? That has handyman all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people with broken toilets on Facebook. Let's just do another crazy example real quick in case anyone believes that they can't do this. Okay, let's go in here and search, let's say you're selling phones online. We'll search phone water and you're going to get a bunch of people complaining that they dropped their phone in water. All right, and guess what? As Andrew says right here, phone, you guys can all read this. As Andrew says right here, you can read this. Phone plus water equals no phone, meaning Andrew desperately needs to buy that phone you're selling online. Right? I mean, this strategy works for any product or service. That was number 5, Kim. What would you rate that?
That right on up there.
Be
10.
harsh. Come on. All right. Okay.
At least 100.
There we go. Let's hit number 6. Number 6 is a favorite of mine. If I could get the slides to move, and it's all about local. And I'll make a confession real quick. The slides Kim put together, I literally put with my slides about 5 minutes before the presentation started. And it's amazing how much overlap there is. Local on Twitter, local on Facebook. Many people have no idea that you can actually search local on Facebook. Watch this. You've probably never seen this before. Let's say you're selling something to community centers, but you can only sell to community centers in your region. Another bit of a little hidden button on Facebook. I will go in here and I will search Blacksburg, which is my city, and community, and click the magnifying glass. Next, click over here, click places. click places, and all you're going to see are different community organizations in Blacksburg. This is searching the place, their listing place. All right? I imagine a day at some point in the very near future, Facebook will post the locations of users, and you'll be able to do location searches, not just for fan pages, whoops, but also for individual users. So if I'm selling sign services, right, and community centers need signs, all these people are potential leads, and it's all hyper-targeted to that place. Susan, I'm sorry, not Susan. Kim, very similar to Twitter's tactic, right? To the Twitter trick.
Absolutely. And it's really interesting. I've always said this about Facebook's search features is that there's so much information at your fingertips. I mean, you're going over the few, but which is great and giving specific examples, but technically you guys will find some application for all of those search options. People, pages, groups, etc.
Oh, exactly. And look, my seventh tactic to sell on using social search is this: amazing JV opportunities. If you're sitting here listening right now going, Nathan, I really want to sell more of my products, I want to build my brand. I see all these people launching massively successful joint ventures. How do I do it? How do I do it? Here's how you start. Let's say that you have a book, right? Let's say you have a book that you're really wanting to sell. You could go in here, let's say it's a business book, right? And search business and click search. Then over on the left, click groups, okay? And what you're going to see in here, or maybe we'll search, let's say it's specifically targeting managers, right? We'll search management. And you're going to see a bunch of groups pop up that are all different niches: marketing management, showcase event management, 1A1. This is obviously a hyper-targeted management group. Getting in, BS tourism management, vintage models management, right? So if you're selling some management book, management engineering, this is a fantastic way to get your book into some niche groups that will love your product. You simply reach out to them and say, hey guys, I've got a great book for your 3D project management. It's all about effective management techniques. I'd love to do a 15-minute Q&A with you on my Facebook fan page to go over some management strategies. Let's do something else. Let's say you're writing a book on extreme biking. I could search bike, grow into group, and you're going to get a bunch of bike groups. All of these people, these are the people that you're going to create a cult with, a cult passionate about your brand. Kim, what is this? I mean, this is kind of similar to the targeting that you did on Twitter, right?
Correct.
Is there a group feature on Twitter you can search with like this to get clusters of folks?
Actually, I again do that through the list feature that's on that you can have on Twitter. So similar. There's so many similarities between Facebook and Twitter, but again, the disadvantage really, and I have to admit this one, to Twitter is you do have to set up your list. They are not automatically organized for you. You can search for other people's lists though, which are great. You can tap into that capability just like you would here on Facebook in the group the group side of things, and still get access to people that are in targeted niches.
There you go. Guys, here's one of my favorite tactics. If you're wondering about maybe you want to attend a social media event or you want to partner with an event, maybe to get a keynote or get more speaking engagement or people asking you to speak on stage, you could search social media, click the search button, and go down to events. And it's going to list a ton of social media events coming up. Just listed all the way down the page. This one was today, right? These are just listed all over the place. Social media introduction at the Holiday Inn, Baymont Social Media in Sunnyvale, California. Again, pop back into the location-specific search to find additional partnerships in your region. So Kim, there's all kinds of practical uses for selling using these search features. You went over a bunch of them, ranging from, first off, what the changes were, but also niche selling. How do you find hot leads with this search tool here? And then you really hit home the point that it's all about offering a solution, right?
All about offering a solution, definitely.
And you give a great example for realtors. I mean, this is phenomenal. I've never heard this. I've never heard this strategy before. You totally delivered, Kim. So thanks for opening up some of these secrets for this audience. This is great. She then went over some niche selling techniques based on words and people, and also location targeting based on places and attitudes. And lastly, I went through 3 things. 1, how do you find customers eager to buy using the Facebook search tool on public posts? How do you line up, open my screen froze here. How do you line up, number 6, local buyers, like if you're selling to community centers, using the places search on Facebook? And lastly, number 7 is all about, see if I can get it to go forward here. Number 7 is all about joint venturing with folks, whether it's an event or a person or a group, like a biking group. This is your quickest way to tap in to a group of eager buyers ready to jump on your product. All right? So guys, that's what Kim and I have got for you today. What we want to do now is totally open up the floor and get some feedback for you guys. And I'm going to circle back right from where we started with Robert Taylor. Hey, Robert, you're unmuted. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy.
All right, you just spent 45 minutes with us. Was it worth it or what? Isn't Kim great?
That's some good stuff. Yeah, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, it's
about that
phenomenal
search
strategy.
stuff. That's crazy. I've been kind of like brainstorming as you've been talking, so I probably only hit a few hits and misses some words you guys had because my brain's going fast.
I love it. Trying to write it as we go.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Any
Good
questions?
I don't, I guess it'd just be with just trying to figure out how, what keywords to come up with, I guess. But that would just go along with what you're trying to promote, I guess, huh?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Good stuff.
And actually, you'll probably want to play with your keywords. Like Nathan gave some great examples of how you change your verbs.
Hey, Kim, I gotta say this real quick, because this is just phenomenal. Let me see if I can take a screenshot of this, because it's gonna blow it. Well, first off, it should get you really excited, but look at this. Now, I usually don't do this. I'm about to show you guys my back end. So as the webinar panelist, you can see how many people we have live. And look at what this guy just said, Kim. Can you read this?
Yeah.
William said, I'm a Twitter guy, pretty much an expert, but didn't realize so much was available through Facebook search. Super awesome. William, did you learn some stuff even from Kim on the Twitter end? People are going total 10. Love the content. Okay, let's get some questions here. Questions for either Kim or myself. For Kim or myself. And here's what we'll do while you guys are typing those in. Kim, I'm gonna put us here in the public face, and I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna say, whose side are you on? Kim with Twitter. Kim. Shoot, what's the at?
Social media branding. There you go.
Did you see it?
Yep. Just a space, social, and then media. Yeah, there you go. Is it popping up?
Oh, here we go.
There it is. Yeah.
With Twitter or Lejour or Nathan. Lejour. All right, guys. Go to facebook.com/Lejour right now. Tell us what you think. Twitter or Facebook. But look, we've been thinking about Twitter for a long time. We are going to stay hyper-focused on Facebook. So I want your guys' feedback here. I want your guys' feedback. Should we work with Kim to bring you guys a lot more content on Twitter? Is that something that would be interesting for you? If so, If so, tell us right on our wall. Leave a vote. Tell us what you think. Who's winning the search war, Twitter or Facebook? Okay, Twitter or Facebook. Twitter or Facebook. And then just say, love Kim, bring her back for more. All right, Kim, we're going to see what folks say. This will be good.
All right. Awesome.
All right, guys? So you can go in there, tell us what you think, and I'm going to keep fielding these questions. Okay, Kim, here's one for you. What's the best way to contact a Twitter lead once you've found one?
Usually I reach out with, in other words, I don't do a direct sales pitch off of the lead that I find. I usually reach out with some sort of a generic comment, usually a connection, to make that initial connection, because I don't want to be that person, in other words. So I usually start to form a relationship with them before I say, hey, I've got what you need. So I'm all about the relationship, in other words. I start building out the relationship, and then I work towards creating an opportunity for a sale. You'd be stunned at how well that works.
Great, I love that. Kim, look at all this feedback we're getting here. People are going to facebook.com/Lejour. They're telling us what side they're on, and people are being way too nice. I want to see some passion, people. Tell me what you think. I'm totally on Facebook's side, no questions asked. You're not allowed to tell me that you're on both. I'm serious. We're small business owners. We don't have a ton of time to do both. If you had to pick one, Facebook or Twitter, what would you think? And Kim, people are loving you. They're saying, bring her back for more. This is great. Good, good, good. Okay, let's look at some more questions here. Okay. Carol K just said, well, try Twitter now that Kim showed me some of the ways to use it. That's great to hear. She said she had no good foundation in Twitter to build on. What would you tell folks, Kim, what would you tell folks who are just starting off with no foundation yet?
Well, the best thing I can share with you, I think, as it relates to Twitter, is use the lists feature on Twitter, because it cuts the noise dramatically. That was the problem that I when I'd go there before I really got into Twitter, I'd be like, okay, I can't keep track of it. Who do I follow? How do I organize it? But if you can build out some lists and or tap into someone else's list that has already organized it for you, then it'll be so much easier to monitor and track and really start to get involved in what happens on Twitter. Twitter is kind of a unique beast in that it is social and it is also content driven. So whereas you can't share a lot of your content and get much engagement on Facebook, you can share your content on Twitter and get a lot of engagement. So it's just a little bit of a different entity, and it has a lot of application from a traffic standpoint. You can get amazing results driving traffic from Twitter.
Yeah, and I love that strategy, Kim. I've seen you actually do that super effectively for all kinds of things. People are saying, bring Kim back. I'm loving it. Here we go. Some people that are passionate. Karen said, Facebook. Sue Ann Roberts says, Facebook. Twitter makes my head spin. Kim, you need to reach out to Sue Ann. She needs more time with you.
I get it too, Sue Ann. Trust me, I was there.
Good. This is fun. I'll tell you what. I just love sitting down with some passionate business owners. No sales pitch, just a thought leadership discussion. Kim, where do you see Twitter going over the next 12 months?
I just continue to see it growing, and they're evolving pretty quickly. They're changing. Well, they all are. I mean, look at what's happening with Facebook. They change. I have to say that Twitter doesn't change quite as frequently as Facebook does.
I know.
But they are evolving. I actually read a blog this morning and was talking about 4 years ago when the Olympics were held, that there was only like 4 million Twitter users, and there's over 15 million today. And the comparison was, wow, watch what happens with the Olympics this year, because Twitter's just going to blow it up. And I agree with that. I mean, there's going to be when you can tweet and share information in real time. Granted, it'll happen on Facebook as well, but the difference between the numbers that Twitter had before versus what they have now is really going to make an impact on the Olympics this year.
Yeah, and I would, Kim, are you going to do any blog posts or anything on that, the Olympics and Twitter?
Yes, actually, the blog post that I'm citing is Michael Schaefer's.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
familiar
Yep.
with him? Mm-hmm. It
Social
was
Media
on his
Examiner.
it was on his blog this morning.
Are you talking about Social Media Examiner or Michael Schaefer?
Michael Schaefer,
Oh,
Grow.
okay.
What is his
Yep.
domain? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had
I
a
know what you're
blog
talking.
post this morning. Hmm.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. Great. Well, hey, Kim, look, look, I know you got a full family. I know you're very busy teaching very high-level clients. Guys, if you want Twitter help, you should absolutely reach out to Kim. I mean, you guys know how obviously big we are in the Facebook space. We have 85,000 folks using us, a lot of success, and we really looked. We said, who is the dominant Twitter expert? And there's a lot of gurus out there that'll say they know what they're doing, but Kim, she's just so quiet, but she knows what works, and she's so successful. That's why she's not loud. You gotta pull the information out of her. So definitely reach out to her. Kim, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
You're very welcome, and thanks for having me, Nathan. And by the way, I love Facebook too.
I know I kind of forced people to pick a side, didn't I? All
Yeah,
right.
it's all good though.
Good. All right, guys. Well, hey, from Lejour headquarters and from Kim, who's joining us from Florida, I believe, thanks so much. Go sell via social search, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye. Thanks,
Thank
Kim.
you, everyone.